that was awkward.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Awkward Encounters podcast with me, Jared, which is how you do it.
And Noah.
And Noah.
Which is me.
Which is him. We also have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Morgan.
Hello.
Well, Morgan's already been here.
This is the second person we've had return question.
This is our first person that
I'm
returned
the
for a
first
second
returner.
podcast.
I love it.
First returner, right?
Yep.
The most important.
I will once again I will not describe my affiliations with Morgan because we're in a professional
Jared and I are
environment.
best friends. That's what it is.
Yeah, actually, Morgan hates Noah, and I also hate Noah, so we bonded over
This
that.
is just like the podcast name. This is going to be awkward.
Okay.
Because I hate Noah.
Okay, gonna get right into this recap.
Yeah, let's go.
Ready?
Yep.
2 episodes of Halo. That's the whole thing.
No, and a stream.
Oh, and possibly
Very likely a
possibly
stream 2 days.
We're not playing D&D.
2 days.
2 days
ago.
before you are listening to this. If you are listening on Sunday, Happy Easter, by the way.
If you celebrate that faith,
Inclusive.
yeah, you
I
alienated half of our audience.
Oh, I hope on this day, if you choose to do so, you enjoy some non-denominational holiday orbs.
Yes, plastic
non-denominational holiday orbs.
not perfect orbs.
Nevertheless, enjoy some chocolate this Sunday.
Chocolate on Monday. On sale. No matter what faith you are, that
Get to Walmart
I'm
tomorrow.
dabbing.
Get to your local grocer.
get you to a Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens,
Walmart.
If you want to
Walmart.
believe it, I have all 3 of those in my town right next to
Wow.
each other.
You've all 3 Infinity
I have
convenience
all
stores.
3
Or
convenient
no, whatever they are. All
stores.
Infinity stores.
Infinity
on the
pharmacies.
same street.
Oh dang.
Yep, we do have that.
Do you also have a Lowe's? Because I think that's like the power stone, power tools.
No, we got a Home Depot nearby though.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Lowe's is like knockoff Home Depot anyway. So
Yeah. What is Lowe's? I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever
like
been.
It's
Howard
not-
Channel's knockoff Game Grumps, but it's like whatever.
you. No,
I did it.
no, don't. It's fine. Noah bumped it.
Yep. No.
Can I have water?
Okay, so why
Why are you being so obnoxious? You come on our podcast and you start drinking water like a child, and then you burp after.
I also just spilled it all over
You're
my
supposed to
crotch,
bur-
so
you're
it
supposed
looked
to
like I
bur-
peed myself.
You're supposed to burp after drinking soda, not water. You
I can
cretin.
burp after drinking anything.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the topic, to get back to it.
I hope you're enjoying a
For this
chocolate
week.
non-denominational holiday orb while you're watching.
Okay, sure.
Perhaps filled with peanut butter, depending on your tastes.
Or
You know what?
allergies.
Is filled with peanut butter?
Why are you getting so close?
What many things are filled with peanut butter. A peanut butter jar is filled with peanut butter. Other chocolates.
I think she forgot the punchline.
I was gonna say Infinity Wars.
What?
Because I want to get back on the topic.
Oh.
That's a good
Well,
segue.
we actually never once talked about the topic.
Also, we're not talking about Infinity Wars.
Yeah,
We're talking about Endgame.
You need to stop it. You are out of
Look, it
control.
didn't even like.
You are out of control.
When, just before we started this, Morgan talked about hating when people do exactly what she just did in interviews, and then immediately did that in our.
But I
She's
didn't-
hit the table and
But I didn't hit
obnoxiously...
the mic. I
Okay,
didn't hit the mic.
so we're
That's
talking
my
today about Endgame.
Avengers Endgame.
Marvel Avengers Cinematic Universe Endgame theories, specifically, also about that.
Yes.
So, would anyone like to start
Okay.
with a theory?
We should come clean about the movies that we've seen because, like, I won't
All
lie,
of
I've
them.
not seen all of them.
I've
Alright.
seen all of them as well.
Okay.
Multiple
So
times.
I'll come clean. I've seen the important ones. I have not seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, though,
That
which I
is-
feel is
that
very
is an
important.
It's very
to know.
important.
Watch that before.
He's
I was-
literally in the trailer.
I was thinking about that before we started
Yeah,
this.
okay. You
I
should
mean, like,
absolutely
I know pretty much everything else, but I don't know what happened in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Is that on a streaming service right now?
It is
actually,
on
yes,
Netflix.
Okay, well, perhaps I should watch that this weekend.
To anyone listening, watch that before you see Endgame. That's going to be integral.
Yeah, and also I guess we should say if you're if you have not seen Infinity War, don't watch this podcast.
If you haven't seen Infinity War or some of the other major Marvel movies, I'll try not to talk as much about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No, I had my chance.
Right.
You can.
It's
I
been
don't
out
care.
for like a year.
I'm gonna watch it just because I know there's like a quantum realm or something. That's
very good.
I know that.
You're nailing it.
And like some of the theories that I read up on is that they involve the quantum realm and whatnot. So I should probably watch that movie, but you can talk about it because I had my chance to watch it. It's been like a year and a half or something like that. No, it's been like a year, maybe a little less. No, Ant-Man and the Wasp came out after Infinity War, I think. In like July or something.
Yes.
I've had close to a year. It's okay.
Can I just say, I honestly didn't like Ant-Man and the Wasp a lot.
Well, I mean, I don't like okay, hot take, Paul Rudd, not very funny. Secondly, Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man are mediocre Marvel movies at best.
Oh, yeah. I think Ant-Man was better than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I don't recall Ant-Man very well, so because it's not very good. So I mean, probably. I would say probably. Ant-Man and the Wasp was meh. Ant-Man was meh. I mean, the thing about them is both, there are tiers definitely to Marvel movies, and those are in the middle one. They aren't Thor: The Dark World. That's literal hot steaming trash. And then it's not like The Incredible Hulk, which somehow they still consider canon, which it
I
just
actually
is not.
don't think I saw that because it doesn't.
Oh, so
it's
you haven't
not
seen all.
I saw the original Hulks.
What do you
The
mean
original
with?
Hulk.
There's one in like
Yeah.
2003.
Lou Ferrigno?
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh,
those
those
are some
ones.
I saw
classics.
those ones.
Can I just ask, where are the Fantastic Four in this universe?
The Fantastic Four are not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes,
But
They
they're
are.
in the Marvel universe.
They are in the Marvel Universe.
What if they make an appearance in Endgame? Theory
that
number
would
one.
Be fine.
I
Like,
think
the
if they were
Thing-
to do anything,
The
it
Thing
would...
is just
fucking
Thanos
suck.
with orange paint.
No, the Thing is way weaker than most characters.
He's
in
just
Marvel.
strong.
He's not even that strong. He compared to Thor is just not even.
If any cinematic universe was gonna cross over with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I would say it'd be X-Men before Fantastic Four.
because they matter more.
Yeah, for sure.
Just innately. The Fantastic Four has a stretchy smart man, a hot dude, both
who is
both
played
in appearance and
who is played by the actor who plays
who's
Captain America.
Well, not anymore. Now he's played
Oh,
by.
I didn't know we were talking about that movie.
Well, now he's played by the villain of Black Panther, so it's even worse. So either way, it's impossible to have that happen. But then their team just sucks, except for whatever her name is.
The Invisible Woman.
Yeah, the Invisible Woman, which is the lamest name of all fucking time. She is by far the most powerful person on that, and she's not even that powerful. She just has force field. She's just Violet from The Incredibles. So at this point, just bring in The Incredibles because they're way stronger.
They're incredible.
I mean, if you really think about it, the Incredibles do have powers very similar. So we have the Human Torch is a lot like Jack because Jack can just combust at will.
Jack
pretty much.
has
Hold on.
20, 35.
Mr. Fantastic is just like Elastigirl.
Yes.
The Thing is just like Mr. Incredible, very
Right.
strong. And then who am I missing?
Violet
Violet
the
is
Invisible Woman.
Yes. So there's some sort of infringement going on there.
However, I would say that The Incredibles are more well liked, especially in the
Far
cinematic universe.
more entertaining.
Yeah. So, I guess I think if anyone comes in from outside of the current Marvel Cinematic Universe, it would be X-Men. It would not probably be Hugh Jackman because that'd be absurd in just cost for them to get him. It probably won't be any of the major ones. The one that is unrelated to the actual plot that I want to see come in is Deadpool
Yeah.
in a
yes.
cameo as the after credits scene. I think I've explained it to you.
Yes.
I want him to be in the Avengers home base at in the after credits, watching the newsreel on TV, making a chimichanga, and then realizing he missed the whole of Endgame, that he wasn't there, and getting really come on, and that's it. And and then the movie ends, and that's the final after credit scene of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in this rendition. That's what I want.
I think that'd be nice. Do you think they're gonna end the Cinematics universe?
Well, no, they're ending this. This is
This
the
timeline.
Yeah, this is the end of this timeline technically.
Yeah.
So they're gonna reboot
Chronologically.
Yeah.
I absolutely.
There's money to be made. Of course, they're gonna reboot.
What they're gonna do is they're probably gonna have another Black Panther movie come out after, and they're probably gonna have a couple of things like that. But
they have 2 more Spider-Man coming.
Yeah.
A second and a third.
Yeah. So the second one comes out after.
Comes out this summer.
It comes out this summer, and then the third one will probably come out next year. But like they're gonna keep making movies in the cinematic universe. It's just not the same. They're not gonna have Avengers again.
Yeah.
That's just never gonna happen. They might have Avengers. Because there are multiple Avengers. The Avengers we have are technically the East Coast Avengers. There's the West Coast Avengers, and there's like European Avengers and things like that, which have totally different teams and like different people on them. So we could see those come in, or
I could see them maybe doing like a time jump too, because if you pay attention to Captain Marvel, I'm forgetting her name, but the daughter of Captain Marvel's like friend.
Yes.
She becomes Captain Marvel in the future, and they kind of made a little hint about that, where Cap Fury was like, or Carol was like,
until you learn to fly like your auntie
Carol. Yeah. So she does become Captain Marvel. So like I could see them doing that, because I can almost see maybe her coming into Infinity Wars, because from the trailers it almost seems like there's been a time jump of some sort. I don't know if anyone else has gotten this.
Well, I mean. No, not really.
I don't know. I've been noticing it. I've seen some theories online that maybe there's been like a bit
I
of
don't
a time
think there
jump.
has been a time jump yet at the beginning.
However, I think the movie's gonna start in like the immediate aftermath.
You think? Okay.
I believe that it's going to start in the immediate aftermath. Yeah. One of my main theories. Now, I didn't look up any theories, but the quantum realm exists outside of time and outside of space. Space as we know it. And I believe that they'll probably try to use that to go through time. So I believe a time jump will exist.
Can you give me like a crash course on the quantum realm, because I haven't seen the movie? Basically, like for layman's terms.
Ant-Man can get so small...
Yes.
That space and time don't exist.
Okay.
And that's the quantum realm.
That's it.
They're the wife of the original Ant-Man, because if you don't know the history of Ant-Man, Hank Pym is the original Ant-Man, who in the Ant-Man movies is the older dude who trains Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is not the original character to be Ant-Man. And so that guy, Hank Pym, his wife, disappeared in the quantum realm.
Because she was the Wasp.
She was the original Wasp.
Yeah.
She disappeared in the quantum realm for like 40, 50 years, some like 30 years.
It was like
20. Whatever. Some extremely absurd amount of time that like, I don't know how she survived, but she did.
She aged, though.
She aged during it, but didn't have to eat. And, like, there's a bunch of plot holes, which is why that movie is not great. But she came out of the quantum realm now, right? She's fine, somehow. And she also developed telepathic powers while in the quantum realm of some sort. She was able to, like, contact Paul Rudd telepathically.
I mean, she was there for a long time.
The quantum realm. So I don't know what happened, but basically, it exists outside time and space, and so they're going to try to use that to go back in time, fix everything without the time stone. And because it exists outside of time, as far as I can tell, it might be that the things they do in there cannot be reversed by the time stone, which is just a theory that I have, but I'm not sure if that's actually what they're going to do. There also have been rumors that the trailers are completely bullshit, and that there's like a whole a whole different plot, which they have done in the past. Like they legitimately had Hulk in all of the Infinity Wars trailers.
Did they?
Yeah. In all of the trailers, Hulk was fighting alongside them in Wakanda. And then, obviously, after you see the movie, he is not there at all.
Oh my gosh, I have to look that up.
Yeah, so that's, like, something that they did. So it is, like, I won't put it past them that they have probably edited in or out certain aspects of the movie.
Yeah.
That's
also partially why I don't watch trailers. Like, I couldn't help myself to not watch the first Endgame trailer and the second one. The second one, they were both awful, in my opinion, anyways.
The trailers?
Yeah, I didn't like the trailers at all. Like, I just wasn't a fan.
I thought they were good.
I mean, I thought they were pretty basic.
Yeah,
which I think is what they're attempting to do.
I think awful might be a strong word, but like, I don't have any interest in trailers generally. I like to just go in there and
With the time jump, what I mean with noticing things in the trailers, like you said, they could be like completely, you know, like fake, but also in the trailers, there's a lot of things that I noticed that characters like now have that they didn't have before. So like you can see several times throughout the whole thing, Black Widow's hair changes.
Right.
Several times. Like, completely. I know that's, like, basic. Okay, maybe she went to the salon, da-da-da. But also, if you look at Hawkeye, he, like...
His haircut.
He gets a haircut, but he also has tattoos, I believe. I'm trying to remember.
However, I will say he was not in the entirety of Infinity War, and so therefore he has not actually been seen on screen since... the second Avengers movie, which means it has actually been years.
But you can kind of see, because he turns into a completely different hero. I'm forgetting the name now. He's not Hawkeye anymore. That's the theory. What I'm theorizing is that, like, his entire family died from the snap, and that turned him to being, like, less of a family man into like more of like emo boy. Right. So that's why he got that, you know, shaved side of his head and like has, you know, all those tattoos and stuff.
Right.
And I could be wrong with the tattoos. That was just something I remember seeing. I have to go back and watch for sure.
I mean, they do definitely hint at time jumping because like they're in, which I don't remember if it's the first. I think it was the second, but they show, you know, like black and white scenes from the original movies of like Iron Man, of Captain America, which it was funny because I watched the trailer with someone who has not seen those movies, and they were like, oh, and I was like, do you even understand the significance of what that means? And they were like, no, and I was like, great.
Wow.
But basically, I mean, they definitely hint at a time jump happening. I don't think it will start that way. I think it will at least start with the aftermath. At least that's what they show in the trailer. They show these, you know, them saying, like, watching the counts of like missing / dead people rising in all of the different countries around the world, and then they show like them interacting in what we can perceive to be the modern world, like the normal world after the snap. And they only hint at with them wearing those white suits and them those like flashbacky scenes that they are going to time jump, although I think that might be a full mislead, but that's a whole other theory.
I remember when I first saw Infinity War, literally my first original theory is that no one actually died, but they were transported inside the Soul Stone. And I know that's a very basic theory, and I don't, you know, it's been a year now and I've thought about it. I think it's too predictable maybe that might be the answer, that they're all in the Soul Stone. But the kind of theory that I like, that I saw originally online somewhere, that's a little bit more different, is that this is a setup for the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse, in a way. That Thanos, instead of killing everybody, he transferred them to a different universe. And he split the universe in a way. And that's going to lead to, because if, you know, as you look, the people who kind of died in it are the newer Avengers in a way, and the people who were left were the old Avengers. Right, so,
except for a few.
What they think might happen is that they're going to, you know, abandon the old universe and focus on everybody else in the new universe, you know?
Yeah.
That's one theory that I've seen that I think it's unique, and I feel like it's extreme, but like, I don't know, maybe Marvel's crazy enough to pull something like that.
The only thing I see as being perhaps an issue with that is that, for instance, Spider-Man is one of the people who dies famously, and Tony Stark is not. And it has been like widely predicted that Tony Stark will exist, so like in a mentor role, which it is possible that if they got transported to an existing universe with an existing Earth kind of thing, that the Tony Stark in that universe, who is basically the same, would then take over that mentor role. But that would be that. Then we have to question whether or not there are duplicate people. If it's an alternate timeline in Marvel, like that already exists in comic form, then we have to figure out which universe that is.
Yeah.
So it's possible that they're going to do that. They just have to like work around those things.
I think more of like instead of them being transferred to a different universe, it's like the universe that they were in split, so that like the dimension they were in like split, and basically everyone who disappeared is like in a universe by themselves, and everyone who's like supposedly stayed because they could have disappeared to the other people are in a universe of themselves.
Okay.
So that's what I think the theory is. I think it's kind of unique, but like I honestly like I don't have like a solid theory of my own just because like I don't know what the hell's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think the Soul Stone theory is actually something that I think is a lot more complicated than you made it out to be.
Oh, for sure.
So like the Soul Stone is this source of infinite power that supposedly, you know, it needed a sacrifice to be taken, which makes no sense at all because it's a source of infinite power, which implies it has some sort of like sentience that it can understand sacrifice, and which is just intriguing. That's a whole
There's
other
a lot of
thing.
Magic there instead of like science, you know, which is
and
weird.
Like that stone specifically is seen as like the most powerful one. Like none of the other ones needed any special thing. It was just like fucking get it and put it in the glove. That's the only one. Also, why was Red Skull a protector?
I was just thinking about that.
Because he got absorbed by the Tesseract.
He's weak as frick. He's bad.
Yeah.
Not in like evil. He's just a bad like he's not a powerful villain. Like he's not powerful enough to protect a soul stone.
I thought it was kind of lame that he was there, but in a way I feel like it can be justified because the soul all the stones, you know, are connected. They were made by, you know, these galactic beings.
Well, I mean, they exploded.
They exploded. Yeah. They're like what's left of them, right?
Well, I mean, it was the Big Bang.
Mm-hmm.
They don't describe how that happened, but in the beginning of Infinity War, when they go through it, it was just like there was nothing. The universe blew up, and then from that, these stones just kind of like fucking.
See, but in the comic books, they're made from like the creators of the universe or something like someone of that power. So maybe they do have some kind of sentient.
I mean, they could
because they recognize each other. The stones, like Vision was like, oh, I can like sense shit's going down, like, and you know, obviously, like, what's his Red Skull got eaten by the Tesseract, which was the Mind Stone, right? No, that was the Space Stone. It was the Space Stone because it was the travel. Yes.
Yeah.
He got eaten by the Space Stone.
Well, eaten. He got traveled.
Yeah, and like that, like that's why he probably got, you know,
like it makes sense that he got it transported, but like, how is he alive on an alien planet? He's just a dude with a fucked up face.
Now. He's like a ghost.
Yeah, he's like a Dementor.
Is it like the soul?
Right, like I don't really know.
My question is like, what the fuck? Was he just there by himself for like 100 years?
Yeah, because there's so many parts of it that don't make sense. Because he's just a human with a fucked up face. He's just
he's not special.
A Nazi
he's
with
not
a
human,
red
he's a Nazi.
face. And he literally got transported to an alien world, so it must have normal oxygen levels, except it's obviously not got any green on it. It's this barren
I feel
Earth.
like he's not human anymore, though. He was literally floating. Like, he was like a soul or a ghost of some sort.
Yeah, so in that case, he's just been haunting alone this barren planet for 100 years and is still able to maintain a perfectly normal human conversation with a purple alien who he's never seen. He just takes that as normal. Nobody's ever found the Soul Stone before, so he's just like, ooh, a green woman and a purple dude.
If you think about it back then, like, did they even really fit, like, and then in World War II, did they even really, like, think about the possibility of aliens and stuff? Like,
I mean, they had, like, the first UFO stuff was, like, definitely thought of, but in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't even know alien. Like, in Captain Marvel, they were like, aliens? What do you mean aliens? So like, for him to just react that way, and also the plurality of the way he said it, I lead, as in I do this as a thing, others to a thing I cannot possess, means that a bunch of people supposedly found it and just couldn't sacrifice things? Like your dog? I don't know, like had to...
It's like maybe they were so greedy they had nothing to sacrifice.
Maybe, but like if Thanos
isn't
right, like
don't get her going about
that
Thanos'
bad,
character.
but he is a bad person. Not gonna say he isn't, but his like morals aren't like he has fucked up morals, but like
his
what he
reason-
wants to
right.
achieve isn't bad. It's like how he's like fucking. It's like saying like I want to save all the dogs in the world and have them have beautiful lives. Like, oh, that's such a nice goal. Except I'm gonna kill all the humans so they don't hurt them. Like it's like the same kind of
right. So,
idea
but
there.
the problem is for me is that if so many other people have found the Soul Stone, why does Thanos, who now, like, who has so many stones when he goes there, why does he not just find someone who has found it instead of Gamora's supposed finding of a map of where it is? Why was there a map? Who drew the map? Someone found it.
Maybe it was Red
drew
Skull.
a map.
Maybe Red Skull drew the map.
He's fucking dead. He probably couldn't hold a pencil. Yeah, so basically, I think if the Soul Stone is actually involved, they're going to use the Quantum Realm to go into the Soul Stone and then blow it up from the inside, which is not that crazy when you consider...
blow up the stone itself?
Yes.
Can they blow it up? Can they be destroyed?
Yeah.
By this similar energy.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Scarlet Witch did it, and
Yeah.
Captain Marvel is far more powerful than Scarlet Witch will ever be.
And she's made from the same energy.
As one of the stones.
Because Scarlet Witch was made from the... Reality Stone.
I think.
Yeah. The red one.
Yeah.
Reality.
I think that's her... I don't know if that's
How did they get the
for
Reality
sure
Stone
true.
again? It was in Dark
that was
World.
in it was in the yeah. We don't talk about that. Dark elves. Dark elves were in the movie.
I mean, they were Captain Marvel too. They're the same species, right?
No.
No?
Oh, the Rook, the blue dude.
Mhm.
He was maybe in it. It's
I don't
been
know.
so. Wow, that movie was bad.
Did you know? Did you see in Captain Marvel? I'm so confused because the guy, that one guy who was in the original Guardians of the Galaxy, the enemy was there. Did you notice him, but Captain Marvel as one of the bad guys in like Carol's original squad? It was like.
Oh, which one was he?
I don't.
He was
do you mean Yondu?
Not Yondu. No. So okay. Do you remember in the original Guardians of the Galaxies when they're on the planet and what's his name? Ronan orders those people to go get the Power Stone, and it's like that squad of soldiers, and there's that like one guy, that black guy. Do you remember? Who has the scars over his face with the beard?
Oh, yeah.
He's in Captain Marvel, and I don't know why, because he just like kind of disappears. It's him like before he gets the scars and stuff, and he's on that squad. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, is he gonna be in Infinity? Well, he's dead actually, but I wish they explained that a little bit more in Captain Marvel, anyways.
Yeah.
So I was a little off track.
No, that's okay.
But
I mean, yeah, I think people. I think I'm talking about Captain Marvel. I think people are giving a lot more credit to what Captain Marvel is going to contribute than is actually going to happen.
I think that's a good segue into actually talking about theories, because we've been just discussing the Soul
I've
Stone.
talked about theories.
I've talked about theories too.
Where you been, bud?
Well, I mean, I've been here, but like we haven't.
I talked about my theory of using time travel in the quantum realm, using the quantum realm to get into a soul stone.
Well,
and
yes,
blow it up.
but-
I used that they're all inside the Soul Stone and they're gonna somehow get out, and then I also said that the dimension's gonna split and nobody actually died. And it's gonna segue into the multiverse. Just like Spider-Man, the animated movie.
Okay,
Right.
fair. It
So
just
that's
seems
four.
like you were hung up on the Soul Stone of all things.
Because it's a big
Yeah.
part of this.
Captain Marvel, people are saying she's going to beat Thanos basically single-handedly, which
Yeah.
I would like to point out is not going to happen.
Yeah.
If that happens, I will be irate at Marvel because she is not that powerful. She has...
Are you sure? Because you were pretty
Her biggest
in awe of her finger strength when you saw her in the movie.
That was just impressive.
her biggest quality that could maybe take down Thanos, she can
is
do by
that
herself.
she can play No Doubt at will.
No, she can absorb energy. She can absorb
in the
the
comics.
impacts. In the
we
but
have not
she
seen
did.
that yet.
She kind of did when she was doing the fight scene against all those airplanes. airplanes, spaceships, and she was getting hit, and like she was absorbing the energy in a way. Like
I mean,
I
she
remember
was
there
like
was a
glowing
part,
at the end.
no, I remember there was a part where like I literally was watching and shit, like she got like struck down and she like just like went like rah, like and started shooting a bunch of people. So like I don't know if that was an example of the absorption, but I feel like I hope that they keep
definitely
that in
didn't
her personality.
Yeah, they definitely didn't actually make that apparent. They didn't like focus on that. They didn't go, they had a scene where it was like you have to focus so you don't blow up things, but they never had a scene like you gotta focus on taking in energy, which Marvel normally does for things like that. But I've heard like people saying because she's got power of the stone, she is not the stone. The stone still has power.
Yeah.
Which means that she has a piece of power from a stone, but like saying that she can beat all of the stones with her piece of a power of one of the stones, I think is just absurd.
It's the Tesseract. It's not the Tesseract. Sorry, it's the Space Stone. I feel like it's not even the most powerful stone of all of them.
And like obviously Vision fucking sucked in Infinity War. Like he literally just got killed by a strong alien.
He got
basically like he got like mortally wounded by a big alien who had no like stone at all.
Yeah,
no
he couldn't
powers.
even fight those other aliens, that squad of aliens that like Captain America just like beat the fuck.
So like he sucked just majorly, and he had a whole stone. He still had the stone.
Maybe.
So like I don't know why people are like, but she's gonna beat Thanos one-on-one, and I'm like, Thanos maybe without the gauntlet, yes, she would kick the crap out of him, but like with the gauntlet, he could literally do anything he wants.
Thing is, does the gauntlet still exist?
The gauntlet's cracked
because it's like
it's broken.
At the end of it looked like all fucked up.
We know it's broken. But like we've also seen like in other things like it's gonna it's like slightly cracked, but it's gonna like work for one more thing. Kind of like Mjolnir got smushed, but like now we have an axe, so like who knows if it's really broken. But however, what I believe she's gonna use her power for is to power, because if you remember in Ant-Man and the Wasp, there was it's a huge power sink to actually travel to the quantum realm. And I think that she is going to power them going to the quantum realm, and she's going to power the portal, like keeping the portal open and things like that, which is going to be a major part, but I don't think she's going to like actually single-handedly fight Thanos. Like I think she's going to initiate the quantum realm thing. Which, I mean, they could be misleading everyone and they're not going to even use the quantum realm, but I kind of doubt that.
So, I was reading a theory just now that's kind of interesting that I want to present.
Okay.
And this is the theory. So, like, the question of, like, why did Nick Fury decide to call Captain Marvel finally at this one point of danger, even though, Nick Fury's definitely seen all the other shit that had gone on. And so this theory that I'm reading right now is that Doctor Strange time traveled to visit Nick Fury in the 90s during the events of Captain Marvel to tell him exactly how to ensure that 1 in 14 million version of events results in a victory. So then once he saw that things were going down, the events that Doctor Strange knew was going to happen somehow, he told him about it, and that's why he called Captain Marvel. Interesting theory. I don't know. I just wanted to throw it out there. I think it's plausible, but like I don't know.
I mean, with that theory, also I remember a couple weeks ago I saw an article about a tweet that one of the writers, directors, I don't know, on the series of movies was saying, like, the question they asked him in an interview, like, why didn't Nick Fury ever call Captain Marvel before?
Yeah.
And like he literally said, he's like, maybe he didn't think he needed to. Maybe he thought the Avengers could take care of it.
And they did.
Yeah, and they did.
However.
So, like, kind of a simple answer
I think
to
it's
that,
super intriguing, that theory, that, he went back to find Nick Fury. But why just Nick Fury?
This is...
Probably because he knew Nick Fury was the only one that had, like, direct contact with Captain Marvel.
Alternative. This is something that someone pointed out to me, which I have not, like, fact-checked this, but in Captain Marvel... this I know is true. In Captain Marvel, Nick Fury is sitting across the table with her, and she's asking him questions to make sure he's not a Skrull.
Yeah.
And he says, "I can't eat toast, like if it's cut
diagonally, yeah."
And apparently, in another movie, he is shown eating toast cut diagonally. So someone came up with the theory that he is a Skrull, either at this point in the movie,
wow,
like in Captain Marvel, or later on, he is replaced by a Skrull. So, for instance, if that's true, the person who called Captain Marvel would be a Skrull, not a human.
Wait, can you look up where he was eating? It was probably when he was with Tony Stark in that cafe in Avengers. I mean, Iron Man 2 or 3.
Potentially. I'm not. I didn't fact check this.
Because remember, they met him. I think it was 2. It wasn't 3 for sure.
And so that could either be a little Easter egg, just of like a haha, or it could be actually important information that means a huge thing. There is the problem with that theory that he's a Skrull now. Is that
is that cut diagonally though? Because that looks like
that is absolutely cut diagonally.
That is cut. Looks like it's cut horizontally. Wait.
No, that's
it. Literally gets smaller. The edge.
Yeah, that's a triangle.
Here we are looking at pieces of toast for.
However, the problem is we actually do see Nick Fury bleed red in modern times.
Yes.
So it could be that just in Captain Marvel, he's a Skrull who doesn't know that.
Or it could just be a really bad continuity error.
Or that. Really bad is, it's literally a piece of toast. But it could be...
Well, no, I'm saying really bad is in, now we have another theory of
based
things.
solely on toast.
Which, come on. I think it's probably just a continuity error.
I think so, too.
But, if we're sitting in the theater and something happens regarding, all right, whatever.
I'm sitting next to Jared during this movie. I think all of our theories are great, honestly. And, I don't think, any of our theories are right, honestly. I feel like there's maybe some sort of rendition of our theories going to be. But let's be honest. What is going to happen is Ant-Man is going to climb up Thanos.
Yeah, you good?
Thanos's
butt and then expand. That's going to be the end. And then you're done.
Wait, here's my counter to that. Why does it have to be the butt? He could crawl in through the mouth. He could crawl in through the earlobe. Not the earlobe, the ear canal.
Because he could bite you if you went through the mouth.
He'd chew you up.
Yeah.
Okay, why does he go through here?
That's fair.
Yeah. I feel
he could blow up the brain.
But then he has to go through the skull.
Go for the head.
Then he has to go through the skull if he goes through the...
He has to go for the head.
But he only has to go through the, this bone.
The 30 feet of intestines that
No, because the skull is very
Yeah, but
thick.
if you blow up someone's butt, they could survive.
We've clearly found out that his head...
Would he want to survive?
It's very, important that he said you should have gone for the head. Whatever happens to Thanos, if he dies, it will be because of something happening to his head.
Talking...
Huh?
Yes.
So, Ant-Man is going to crawl through his ear canal and eat his brain.
Eat his brain? Why not?
He's
smush his brain.
He's going to smush his brain. He's going to get a pogo stick. He's going to jump on top of the brain and pogo.
It's going to be like that episode of SpongeBob where, the person's just running around the brain.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, in the animated Avengers movies, Hank Pym, original Ant-Man, stops whatever alien race. I think they were called the Kree, but a very different kind of Kree. But I'm not sure. I'm not positive. Actually, no, they were called the Chitauri. The Chitauri aliens were attacking, which I think were the aliens from the first Avengers movie. But he went into one of their spaceships and went super subatomic and basically destroyed their energy source by expanding in it. And so I think that it's a very distinct possibility.
I just think these theories definitely they popped up a long time ago, but they've been I really have a feeling that Ant-Man is just gonna try it just for some fan service. He's gonna.
I
don't. They've been done. They've literally been done filming this movie for a year. They have been editing it and doing special effects since Infinity War.
Yeah, well, the good thing is they could easily do that. Because come on, Thanos and Ant-Man are they're mocapped, but also not
if
really.
I want to see it, it's gonna be in the in one of the after credit scenes. One of them's gonna be like, "Why didn't you just crawl up his butt?" or like something like that.
Language.
Yeah, there you go. And that'll be like, "That's gross," and that's the end of that after credits.
Okay. I'm gonna throw out another theory that I was reading.
All right.
Which I'm not familiar with the comics, but I guess this is how the comics end, or at least this is how it gets to the end. Is that when entering, so like we don't really know what happens to Thanos' like physical body after the snap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We know that he goes to some sort of place and speaks to Tiny Gamora. It cost everything. Well, he says everything, not it costs everything. So I guess in the comics, when he goes, his physical being is left where it is, and his like conscious is somewhere else.
Because he teleported at the end, remember? He got away.
Oh, he was gone.
He got away.
But
it could have been the same thing.
We don't know where his physical body is. And I guess Nebula finds his like husk of a body and just takes the gauntlet, and she is now like...
Yeah.
And that's how it ends in the comics. And so
possible.
I wonder if that's like, you know...
Because at the end of the series, it's him looking over with that. It's him looking over, right? It could be that he went back to his home planet, which is where Nebula and Tony are. Nebula and Tony are.
Yeah.
So
right,
he could be in a husk of a body, and then Nebula takes the gauntlet.
But like the only thing is like how like if it's 8-9 people struggle to get it off of his body, how could they do it? Like,
well, if he's unconscious or
he wasn't unconscious.
Catatonic.
Well, that's true.
You know, he was actively fighting in the mind and like in body.
Okay,
he's basically dead. I think he'll just slip off.
Right. However, I doubt that's how they'll end it, just because.
No, there's already like from what I understand, they've deviated so much from the comics, anyways.
Absolutely.
Obviously,
well, in reality, the end of Infinity War, the reason for Infinity War is different. Like, Infinity War wasn't a war. It was Thanos was trying to impress Death romantically.
Because he loved her.
Yeah, literally, Deadpool and Thanos are actually, like, in reality, the main characters of it, like, in one line of the comics where he's trying to kill half the universe as a, like, way to impress Death. Because he's like, look how many people I'll kill for you. Boom.
But she loves Deadpool.
Right. She loves Deadpool, and Deadpool... I think Thanos kills Deadpool out of anger and then realizes he's messed up real bad because Deadpool can't get to Death before he's killed by Thanos. So then he's with Death for a while, and then Thanos actually brings him back to life to help him with something. I don't really remember. It's been a while.
That's crazy.
But yeah, basically, in reality, it was Thanos and Deadpool fighting over a girl.
Yep.
Who was Death. Although Death was not necessarily a girl. They had a female figure in some of the comics, but that is part of the reason why Deadpool is assumed to have pansexuality, is because of Death being an agender being.
Okay.
But yeah.
I know in the video game, Death was also portrayed as a woman.
As female.
Yeah.
It
So,
often is.
Yeah.
I'd like to present a couple more to you that I'm reading here.
All right.
So one of them on this website is Goose will save everybody, is a theory.
The cat.
Yes. Flurkins are transportation hubs, living gateways to pocket dimensions that they hold in their cheeks. And so the theory is that everyone who died went to another dimension. And so, like, what better way to get to them and retrieve them than with a Flurkin Goose?
It's gonna be a lot of thrown out.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
So that's that one. We got another one here that Chris Evans will die because, I mean, he, you know...
That's not a theory.
Well, Captain America will die.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Yeah, like, so but, like, specifically, he'll be the sacrifice once again so someone else can wield the Soul Stone. And so the theory is that, like, he'll offer himself up for Tony to be able to wield the Infinity Gauntlet.
It's canon. They're gay.
I don't think that's canon.
And so there's that. Let's see what else we got here.
Captain America is my favorite Avenger, but I don't know if that would happen. I don't know if... I mean, I think that could happen. I think that he could sacrifice himself. I don't know if it will be to Tony, but I think that could happen, technically.
Let's see. Yeah, and this one, Thanos will get tricked into the quantum realm. So they'll somehow get him in there and then beat him up and leave him in there forever, and he can't escape.
See, here's my thing about Thanos. I don't think Thanos is actually going to be the villain of this movie. Like, I think they have the idea that Thanos is the villain, but I don't know if that's going to be the case, because like Thanos doesn't matter anymore as long as you can get the gauntlet. Like, they don't have to kill Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they might kill him, but like without a gauntlet, Thanos is just a dude. Like, he's a powerful alien who could like hold his own against probably some of the Avengers, but like without the gauntlet, he is not this be all end all villain.
Yeah.
So right now, at least last we saw him, I don't think he was wearing the gauntlet. He had like set it up in that like room.
Yeah.
And so like, if they just find the gauntlet, they can like leave Thanos the fuck alone and just bring everyone back.
I feel like they want to kill him, but
I mean, they probably want to, but like, will Captain America want to kill him? No. I mean, Captain America is probably gonna be real mad, big mad, but probably not enough to like kill a person like just out of sheer anger. He's not stupid like Chris Pratt. So
called out.
Here's a couple theories that I also found here. Two pertaining to Loki. So one of them is that Loki isn't dead because he stabbed Thanos with his left hand instead of his right.
And he's right-handed.
Well, it just is proving that we were actually looking at a projection. So I guess he is right-handed. I don't know. But so like the people are saying that might be a likely thing because Tom Hiddleston was acting weird at a Comic-Con he was at when he was asked about like if Loki was alive.
I know they're planning a Loki TV show.
Exactly, and that too. And then also another one is that Loki is actually pretending to be Bruce Banner right now. And that's why he can't turn into the Hulk, and that's why he was just acting really freaking weird all throughout Infinity War.
Ooh, I like that.
And so that's like his way of like getting, being there. I don't really know what that means or like where Bruce is right now or any of that. So I think that might be pretty unlikely.
I think that would be. I think if that's the case, that in actuality, what would have happened is that Loki somehow took control of Hulk's body, and like his body is dead, Loki's body is dead, but that when Hulk got transported away, perhaps it was because Hulk was mentally battling Loki while trying to fight Thanos, so Thanos kicked the crap out of him, and then like they sent Loki and Hulk and Bruce Banner, all three in one body, back to Earth. And now he can't turn into Hulk because Bruce might be unaware of Loki being in there, but maybe Hulk and Loki are like dueling to get the second spot in his mind or something.
Because Loki is also afraid of the Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
So
he could be like,
yeah.
Maybe that fear is like keeping the Hulk away.
Right.
Or maybe because the Hulk is supposed to be fearless, he's more
Hulk
of
is
like
just rage.
He's just rage, and he's
Right.
afraid of Thanos. Maybe that's because Loki's in there.
Right, maybe Loki's afraid and causing Hulk to be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
That could be possible.
Interesting.
So another theory that I actually have, is that, Stormbreaker, because he still has that axe.
You've seen it in the trailers.
Yep.
Is going to break one of the stones. That he's gonna like cut through one of the stones, smash one of the stones, and that when he smashes it, so this theory implies that at the end of Endgame they don't win, that nothing is back to normal, they're still all fucked. So he would smash one of these stones, which means Thanos could never do anything like that again. However, it also means that like they can't fix it, which I think is a possibility based on what Marvel has done in the past, of like Chris Pratt making an irreversible decision that means the end, that it caused that, and that they left Infinity War on that, like, everyone's dead, that's it, go home, like, you can't, like, we're not gonna fix it in this movie, And so I think they might just continue that. They might in the trailer they talk like what happens if it doesn't work? And Captain America literally says it has to work because I don't know what I'll do if it doesn't.
I know that line always hits me when I first heard that. I was like, ugh.
So what if it doesn't? That's one of my theories. Is what if it doesn't work? What if they do the quantum realm shit and they do all this stuff and they
do
don't
we know what
fix
it is, or are they just referring to whatever?
It would. It's implied that it is reversing everything, bringing everyone back, making everything fine and dandy, making sure Thanos can't do it again. So,
just gonna say, April's gonna be a hard month for me because literally, if Avenger ends like that, it is an Avengers. If Endgame ends like that, and then Game of Thrones also ends like that, I'm just done. Like, there's nothing I can do.
Oh, I wish you watched Game of Thrones. We could go on forever about a Game of Thrones.
We should just do an episode where we just introduce Jared to the concept of Game of Thrones.
Gross.
That's a great idea.
The first episode of Game of Thrones.
Oh gosh.
All right, we're getting into 50 minutes.
That's good.
We want to stop.
I mean, we don't necessarily have to, but I think we could start wrapping up a little bit. So, like, how about we talk about like what is your ideal ending? What would leave you walking away from the theater on Thursday night satisfied?
I won't say happy.
Nothing will
satisfied.
Nothing will satisfy me, I think. I don't know. Because I don't know what will satisfy me. I really don't.
Okay, let me ask you both a question. Like, do you think we're going to be seeing, like, Drax and Star-Lord and Black... Like, are we going to see these people in this movie, or at any point? Is it going to be a cameo? Are they going to, like, come back and fight? Like, what do you think about that?
They're dead.
Yes, but no. Maybe not.
Right.
I think I'd be okay.
Or do you think it's going to be just pretty much like the ensemble that we saw in the trailer pretty much the whole time?
Right. I think to satisfy me, I think the majority of people have to come back, but some people need to die. You know?
People do need to die.
People are gonna die.
I know, but...
Don't you worry about
that.
Like,
some of the original Avengers need to go.
Captain America's probably going to die. I mean, okay. I don't know if it's the comics. I think in the movies, too, Iron Man has had visions, and I think they resolved them, but, like, it could also not be resolved. Iron Man has had visions, and this is definitely true in the comics, of him being the last one alive and all of his friends being dead.
He's had that in the movies as well.
Right, he's had that vision. And I think, it's been a while since I've watched all of them, but I think they tried to resolve that with the, like, one of the endings of Avengers being like, oh, this is done. Like, that was what the vision was about. However, I think that this might be the one in which all of the original Avengers die. I think Captain America might die, Thor might die, or do whatever, he might either die or be basically sent back to, like, somewhere else. He won't be in the picture. I think fucking Black Widow might survive, but, like, they can, like, leech some money off of doing a female-driven Black Widow movie.
They promised that so many years ago.
Right. So, like, they might keep her around to do something like that, but it would just be a spy movie. Like, there's not fucking... They might have a cameo from some of the Avengers or something. I think Hulk will be very different. I think they're gonna probably, if I were them, and if they are smart monetarily and just in general, they are going to use this current version of Hulk. They're gonna decanonize Edward Norton's Hulk, because nobody fucking wants that anyway, and they're gonna make either Planet Hulk, or Scientist Hulk. So this is a big theory, which is Planet Hulk is...
I love Planet Hulk.
Is one of the most, like, beloved comic series. I don't know if you are familiar.
I'm just, like, vaguely familiar.
I mean, they've already kind of done some of it. Ragnarok had a lot of aspects of Planet Hulk, and so I think it's less likely that they would do it, because they've already done it, So they might do... The other one would be Scientist Hulk or Gray Hulk. Gray Hulk is when Hulk gets ill, literally sick, like, is dying, and becomes gray, like, loses the green color, is definitely weaker, but Bruce Banner is more in his head.
and can like kind of make more intelligent decisions as the Hulk. Scientist Hulk is like similar to like Beast from X-Men. Like it's just a scientist who has these powers, so he becomes basically the combination full synthesis of Bruce Banner and the Hulk, where he is in full, like Bruce Banner is in full control, has full access to his intelligence and the full access to the Hulk's strength. So they think that might happen in this movie, and then that they could do a movie with that if they wanted. But I think Captain America is definitely going to die.
Yes,
he wants to die.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to happen. And if the others don't die, then I think they're going to make them completely irrelevant to the Avengers. I think what's more important is the Avengers are going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not the people in it die, the Avengers as a team is not going to be around at all. Like, they're going to either make a second Avengers, like, where it's totally different people, or they're going to do something else, but the original Avengers won't be together anymore at all. Is my hot take.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any final words over there?
I really want a Planet Hulk live action now. Like, fully.
Well,
like,
I
want
want
the whole series.
I just want, like, the current, what's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, I want Mark Ruffalo Hulk movies. Even if they go back in time to do his origin story. Because Mark Ruffalo is the first Hulk to actually be good.
He's great.
Yeah.
Like, Lou Ferrigno, great bodybuilder, not a good actor. Also, that Hulk was just a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know, Edward Norton, those movies, most people hated. I only liked one scene, which was the fight scene from those Hulk movies.
I like the fight scene with those dogs.
I don't remember that.
Well, that's in the very, very first Hulk, that, like, 2000, like,
yeah,
3.
Real. I liked the fight between him and Abomination. That was the only thing that
was
I
Abomination
remember.
even in that one, or are we thinking about the other Hulk? Because I don't
think
Abomination.
You're talking about the original one. I'm talking about Edward Norton.
Okay, yeah, no, that was stupid.
Yeah, the Edward Norton one was real bad. But yeah, I think like if they just decanonize that, which Disney has done before with things, Star Wars.
Yep.
And then
what did they decanon?
All of the things that aren't the movies. Disney went through and said all of the novelizations of Star Wars are not canon. All of the comics of Star Wars are not canon. It's literally just
what about the TV show?
Movies.
The TV shows are not canon.
What the heck? There's Clone Wars is intense, and there's so much things in there.
They totally decanonized all Star. As far as I know, all Star Wars that is not the movies is not canon.
It's not fun.
And so Disney is known for that. So I'm hoping this time for a positive thing that they do it to Hulk, the previous Hulk movies, and make Mark Ruffalo Hulk movies either with Planet Hulk,
I
which
think
it's already socially decanonized.
It is, which means it would be easy. They could just be like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah, we wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think they could do Planet Hulk because they could bring him back. Now we have this setting that's familiar to us, and they could put him back in a setting similar.
Maybe he'll want to go back.
Right, because Hulk did want to stay.
He liked it there.
Yep.
Right, Hulk liked that setting, so we could see that. But yeah.
You should see the cartoon animated Planet Hulk, Noah. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Super good.
Very good. Planet Hulk, so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Excited?
Excited, yeah. We'll have to see what happens. So it's like a 3 hours and 2 minutes. It's like half an hour longer than Infinity War.
And that's the movie. So that probably doesn't include after credits. That's probably the movie's runtime.
Yeah, so we're seeing the movie at 10 o'clock at night. We'll be out of the theater past like 1:30 in the morning.
Are we doing another podcast or?
Potentially.
Yeah.
We'll revisit.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We should probably wait a while after it comes out so that we don't. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also.
We give people a chance to see it.
But they don't have to watch the video.
I mean, yes, but
she's the kind of person that would watch the video if she hadn't seen it.
I'm the kind of person who will be sitting in the theater and I'll take out my phone and go to the Wikipedia and read the plot.
That's so weird.
I know.
You're not doing that during
the only movies lately that I've seen that I did not do that for were How to Train Your Dragon 3 because I needed to watch that hopefully, and I still cried for 30 minutes, and then Shazam. And then obviously I can't do that for Avengers.
So here's the thing,
it's not going to be out.
Well, no, it's actually premiering on the 22nd in like it's like the premiere, like Hollywood premiere. Right. I imagine there'll be some stuff on the Wikipedia after that about the plot.
Well, I'm gonna go look.
Don't.
I'm gonna try real hard. Well, I'm not gonna look at it. I'm gonna try real hard to like not be on social media as much.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna avoid
because I'm freaking terrified.
I had an episode of Game of Thrones spoiled to me really badly last year because someone literally in the comments section of the video just said it, and I was like, I love
comments
that.
If you choose to scroll through social media, just be careful about what you look at. But I'm glad we're seeing it on premiere day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel like a promoter saying this. Avengers Endgame drops Friday, April 25th? 26th.
Which means we're going to see it on the 25th.
No, we're seeing it on the 24th.
25th.
No, yeah. It drops on the 26th. We're seeing the 25th.
I can literally get my wallet now and show you the ticket.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're seeing it on the 25th, which is technically opening night, which I hate.
I'm probably going to see it again that same weekend.
Out.
I'm probably going to see it like a second time at some point.
I definitely want to see it multiple times. I don't know if I'll do it in quick succession just because that's going to be like a lot that's a lot of people. I think what I'll do is I'll wait until like it's almost out of theaters again and then go see it with an empty theater and just like fully
I'll probably see it
like what we did with Captain Marvel.
I'll probably see it 2 or 3 times. Right. Yeah. So that was episode 8 of the Awkward Encounters podcast. Thanks to Morgo for being our first guest to come back for a second time. Yes.
Yeah. I'll be back again.
You're
review.
You're a true Hellraiser. Did you know that? Okay. Say bye, Jared.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.